In my view, it's not an overstatement to say that we're at another Sputnik moment. And you could argue that the stakes are much higher than they were in the late 1950s and early 1960s. The reestablishment of Space Command should be understood as part of a broader effort to maintain our nation's competitive advantage in space. Space is a contested domain. The implications of that fact affects our ability to fight and win on future battlefields. In that context, we didn't reestablish Space Command simply to compete in space. We formed this command as a foundational element of more effective joint warfighting. I learned early in my career the value of seizing the high ground in a fight. Space Command will seize and hold the high ground.
We find ourselves at a strategic inflection point where there's nothing that we do as a joint force that isn't enabled by space, and yet simultaneously we can no longer have the luxury of assuming space superiority. Let me be very clear. Although space is clearly a warfighting domain, we do not want to fight a fight that extends into space. We seek to deter that conflict, and the best way I know how to do that is to do that from a position of strength.